Hi there, welcome back to Waxing On. It's Monday, and today we're going to look at an album I recently acquired in one of my giftings. Wendy and Bert again, thanks very much. And this is an album from the 60s. A woman who was a superstar in the early part of the 60s. I just want to read you a little something they said about her here that in 1960 she was ranked among the most successful British female performers on both sides of the Atlantic. And I'm talking about Dusty Springfield. Now, if you're from my era, you're probably like me, that when I think of Dusty Springfield, first song I think of is I Only Want to Be With You. And that's the one that comes to mind as probably one of her greatest hits, or one of the ones I'm most familiar with. But the album they gifted me was another one called Dusty in Memphis. Now, this came out, I think it was about 1968. And at first wasn't very well received. And then as years went on, a lot of people claimed it was some of her best work. Others claimed it was one of the best albums of all time. This is, I think, what do I say, fifth studio album she put out. Now, on the back of it, it says it's recorded at American Studios in Memphis. But when I was looking at Wikipedia, apparently what was recorded earlier, the initial sessions were held in Memphis, but the final vocals and the orchestrations were added in New York. So not really recorded live in the studio. But this one also contained one of her biggest hits. Yeah, Son of a Preacher Man. And that was 1968. So we got quite a gap between the Only Want to Be With You and Son of the Preacher Man. Now, this one is a little different. When I think back to the early albums, like say the one with songs like I Only Want to Be With You, it really captured the essence of what the 60s felt like. The musical style, the arrangements, the vocals, everything. It just takes you back. This one, again, by 1968, we're getting more into mainstream. Son of a Preacher Man, sure, it was on AM radio. It was a big hit. Let's just take a look at who she has on this album. A lot of musicians in Nashville, of course, Memphis, sorry. Gene Chrisman on drums, Reggie Young on guitar and sitar, adding that in there. Of course, this time of the era, a lot of sitar showing up with the Beatles and some other bands. Tommy Cogbill on bass, Bobby Emmons on organ and electric piano. We got Bobby Wood on piano, and on Windmills of Your Mind, Bobby Evans playing congas. Let's take a look at who she has for writers, though. And this, to me, is what made this album a lot of fun, because of the actual songs she chose and the writers that were contributing those songs. Okay, here's what's on the album. Just a Little Lovin', Barry Mann and Cynthia Will. Now, I mean, these people are monster writers. So Much Love, Jerry Goffin and Carole King. Son of a Preacher Man was John Hurley and Ronnie Wilkins. I Don't Want to Hear It Anymore, Randy Newman, one of two songs that she included of his on this album. Don't Forget About Me, Jerry Goffin and Carole King again. Breakfast in Bed by Ed Hinton. We got Just One Smile, the second Randy Newman tune. Windmills of Your Mind. Now this one's a little different than the rest. I mean, we're talking Randy Newman, we're talking Carole King. All of a sudden now we throw in here, we've got who is it now? Bergman, Legrand, and Bergman. Let me just pull this out till I get the names right on there. Oh, there we are. Alan and Marilyn Bergman, and Michelle Legrand. In the Land of Make Believe, Burt Bacharach and Hal David. And Dusty had been known to record a lot of Bacharach David tunes, so this is right in line with what she had been doing. No Easy Way Down, again, we're back with Goffin and Carole King. And I Can't Make It Alone, another Carole King tune. Basically, I've got 1, 2, 3, looks like 4 Carole King tunes on here, 2 Randy Newman tunes. So really digging into the American writers. And again, that gives it a nice cross-section, very different from some of the earlier albums. And again, this has kind of stood out as a landmark album in her recording career. I found it was just a lot of fun because of the tunes. Obviously, I mean, you can't say anything about Dusty Springfield as a singer. She's just an excellent vocalist. Had a great run in the early 60s, and this was, I guess, one of the peaks with Son of a Preacher Man. So if you get a chance, check it out. I believe it's on the streaming networks. The cover art may look a little different than this, but it is out there. Again, this one was just given to me, probably was purchased back in the late 60s when it came out. We've got no inserts in it, just a straight album. No cover art on the back. We do have some notes on there, little information about the songs and who the performers were. But a great way to kick off the week. A little touch back into the 60s of an excellent performer. Dusty Springfield in Memphis. Okay, that's it for Monday. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you on Wednesday when it's Classic Rock. Till then, take care, stay safe. We'll see you on Wednesday.